My name is Virgil Fults, in Morris, Minnesota. My first new car that I bought, and it's a 1965 Rambler Marlin, and they come out about 65 and a half, and they were competition for the Ford Mustang. They come out in 64 and a half, and all the companies try to copy them or catch up with them. We bought it up in Fergus Falls, the Rambler dealer, and we bought it off the floor. We went up to buy a Rambler two-door hardtop. We got there too late in the season. They didn't make any 65s anymore. We had to buy a 66. And they had this one on the floor, and it had everything I was going to get on the hardtop, so we ended up buying this one then. The fastback design was quite a distinction, but it was just a flashy little car, is what it amounted to. We started out with a 1950 Hudson. That was my first one. I was 18 when I got that. I was just out of school. And finally talked my dad into letting me get one. My dad had a 49 Hudson at the time, and they were just the car of the time, I thought, at the time. I'd sold my Hudson to my brother for $640, could you imagine? And that's when I got the Marlin in. And we bought this straight out, $3,100. Now you can put a couple zeros on the end of that, this day and age. They put in what they call a twin stick overdrive transmission. It sounds pretty exciting, but all it was a floor shift a lever on the floor. Most cars had the overdrive, or all the other cars had the overdrive button under the hood lever here, like a hood pull. They just put it up here for they call it the twin stick overdrive. Of all the features I've got in it, that's the thing at the car shows that I take it to and so on. That's the first question I get asked is, what's them two levers about? And that's all it is, that lever, instead of being like a hood pull under the dash, where they put it down here on the shifter lever. Other than that, it's just a regular 3-speed. It's a full trunk, but they just made a smaller lid for the design. Keep the design looking right, I suppose. Their spare tire and jack and everything are in there. And so. We used to run a roller skating business, a small one, and we had a big box. We had a slide in there every time, and it fit fine. It made it all the time. And then we pulled a trailer besides, so it was a good workhorse. It made a nice family car. Could always get about 30 miles to gallon. It worked out fine for us. We drove it 7 years as a family car, and the family got a little too big, so we had to start going to station wagons. I started buying models in 1992. Was the first ones I bought, and I just added to them as I went along, and I got quite a few for Christmas presents when they knew I was collecting cars, and I've got about 90 of them now, I guess. I purchased this Jaguar and this Ford Thunderbird on the same order. I remember, I don't know why they both turned out yellow, but they were. This one here is a Chrysler Airflow. When they come out, they were a real outstanding car, but they were completely different, and they didn't go over good with the public. They didn't last long. Then of course the Edsel, you know what happened to them. The people didn't like them either. So they only made them a few years. I mentioned this. This was the model of the first car I owned, and it come from England. And I found it in an ad, and I think it was in the Popular Mechanics. That was the most expensive car I bought. This is $104 for that thing, but it's identical to the first car I owned, and I just had to have it. Christmas time, I got this package, and I unwrapped it, and here was this water painting of my Marlin. And a lady from Appleton had painted it for my wife. Wife stuck one of my pictures out of my billfold of it, and she painted it, and she really did a super job. That hanging over my desk. Just a fun car to have around because people just don't know what it is. Very few people have seen them actually. And, they say Rambler. Oh, I never seen a Rambler like that, you know. So it's kind of fun.